So yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it. So we submitted earlier today the final report for the water quality monitoring for 2021. Just real briefly, overall conditions were definitely better in 2021 compared to 2019 and 2020. There were a number of factors that contributed to that. One was we had more of a normal winter in 2020 into 2021. And with the drawdown that occurred last year, we're hypothesizing that that helped to keep the plant biomass under control. So we did complete that aquatic plant survey, and comparing the data from 2021 to 2018, overall throughout the lake, plant biomass was lower in 2021. So that's, what was contributing that was certainly was not harvesting, because harvesting did not occur. So more than likely it was the winter in combination with the drawdown. We also need to look at the permits that were authorized for any sort of treatments to see if there was any change from 2018 to 2021. But another factor that contributed to the overall better conditions in 2021 is we had a huge amount of precipitation in the second half of the growing season. So we had, compared to a normal year, we had quite a bit of precipitation. As a matter of fact, there was 13 inches of rain over normal conditions. And most of that rain fell between July and October, which resulted in increased flushing, which means when you have more flushing, it makes it more difficult for the HABs to really form. And then, of course, all the continued management actions were contributing to keeping the HABs under control. Now, and just very briefly, if you look at the long-term averages, our water clarity was better in 2021. In the mid-lake station, we had slightly greater than 2 meters or 6.6 feet of clarity. And that's the first time we've exceeded 2 meters since 2017. So better water clarity. When you look at chlorophyll A, which is a measure of the amount of algae in the water, we were coming in at an average of 10 micrograms per liter this year. 2020, we were slightly greater than 20 micrograms per liter. That was the highest on record in the 30-year database we have. Our goal is to be around 8. And like I said, this year we were at 10. 2019, the average was 14, but 2020, it was actually 20. So we had improved conditions in terms of lower amounts of algae. And then finally, total phosphorus was low. The average in the mid-lake was 0.018 and compared to 0.02 in 2019 and 2020. And then the last thing I want to mention when it comes to the water quality report is we still had some areas where we have some elevated phosphorus and elevated algae. And again, this is mostly in the River Styx Crescent Cove section, as well as some of the northern sampling stations. We saw some elevated phosphorus, elevated chlorophyll A. But I can say River Styx Crescent Cove did have the highest chlorophyll A and total phosphorus concentrations. The August total phosphorus in River Styx Crescent Cove was 0.06 milligrams per liter, which is not only higher than our TMDL limit, it's higher than the state's water quality criteria. And then they also had elevated chlorophyll A of 63 micrograms per liter, and we're trying to get at 14. So still some really nuisance conditions in the River Styx Crescent Cove and some of the northern areas of the lake. And I do want to thank Pat. Pat was the really, the go-to person that helped to assemble all this data that you'll be reviewing in the year-end report.